Yogi Wade here. I'm about to practice an 8-form moving meditation that I was taught at the Dharma Mountain Meditation Center. And it's a great little practice to loosen up the body, especially if you've been tight, whether it's tight from working out too much or tight from not moving enough. You can find the 8-form moving meditation helps us to loosen up and prepare the body and the mind for a meditation. And it starts with the windmill, where we can give ourselves a little pat on the back. You can also bring the back of the other palm to give yourself a little pat on the shoulder. And you let the spine release. And you notice the blood flowing to the fingers and the fluids going into all the joints and fingers and wrists and shoulders and the spine. Feeling the hips release, feeling the body become a little bit more relaxed, and enjoy the feeling of relaxation through your entire body. Finding a rhythm and letting that come to a slow at its own pace, finding a pause as the arms begin to dangle. Start to loosen up our neck. Start with our hands at our hearts, our feet hip distance apart, lifting up through the top of the head. Let's look to the right, spinning the head all the way to the right as though you're an owl trying to look behind you. And coming back to center, finding the neck aligned atop the spine. And let's look to the left, looking all the way to the left as the feeling of relaxation flows through the body. And we release everything that we're releasing. Let's go of any tension in that area. Let's look up, opening up the throat, opening up the top of the chest. And releasing our head back to center. And looking down. Releasing the back of the neck as you keep those shoulders on the back. And point your forehead towards your toes. Coming back to center. We're going to tilt the head to the right, the chin to the left, the top of the head to the right, stretching out that left side of the neck. And releasing that as we fold to the left, tilting the top of the head to the left, the chin to the right, releasing that right side of the neck, letting it release all the tension. The knots are coming undone as we bring the head straight. I like to take the right hand and place it just above the ear. And push that hand into the neck. Get a little bit of an isometric stretch on those neck muscles. Bring it back to center. And then do the same with the left hand above the left ear. Pushing the head into the hand and the hand into the head. Coming back to center. Their hands at our heart. Our feet hip distance apart. Finding our stability. Enjoy the feeling of relaxation flowing through the entire body. Let's bring our hands to our hips, our fingers pointing out to the back, so that the wrists get a little bit of a stretch. And we're going to take a little bit of a hip stretch where we find these little hula hoops. You kind of open the hips in all directions, making circles. Moving slowly as you really just feel that side body and that hip open up. revolving yourself, moving the slower the better, being aware of every little motion, no matter how small, bringing all of your awareness into the body and feeling how it feels to be alive in this body, here and now, where we are in this pose. Reversing your direction, finding our hip circles. Finding the breathing and the rhythm of the breathing. Feeling every muscle in use and coming back to a standing mountain posture. Taking a moment to breathe, to feel the sensation of relaxation flowing through the entire body. We're gonna interlace our fingers and reach our hands overhead, expanding tall as we can, lifting the spine and bowing forwards. Letting our hands come down to our feet, releasing the neck, releasing the spine, and then picking ourselves up vertebrae by vertebrae, stacking each part of the spine, and lifting ourselves back up tall, maybe flipping our fingers on top as we reach forwards and bow, lengthening the spine into the fold, lifting the sit bones behind us, releasing the shoulders, releasing the back, and then stacking each vertebrae of the spine. Coming back to center, hands at our heart, standing tall, expanding tall one more time, as tall as we can, and bowing with our heart open, feeling humble, feeling present, stacking each vertebrae atop one another. We will bring our hands to our heart and release them to our sides, noticing the sensations of relaxation through the spine and breathing that relaxation through the entire body. Let's begin to bend our knees. We can swing the arms forwards, letting the shoulders and the upper back release, letting some of the hips and the knees and the ankles. Finding a little sense of the rhythm and the cadence of your breath and the cadence of the heartbeat and the awareness of what does it feel like to live in the body in this moment, here and now, together. Where we are, swing and bend, swing and bend. Letting the rhythm come to a pause, letting the swinging come to stop at its own pace, standing tall, hands to our heart. Let's bring our feet about twice the hip distance apart and bring our hands overhead, holding this giant ball of energy all the way overhead. And we're going to bring that, pivoting the shoulders perpendicular to the hips, and bow all the way over the foot. Finding these circles of the hip at the bottom of the mat, and then lifting that ball of energy all the way up the other side, coming up tall and then pivoting from the shoulders. Finding the heart square and back down the other side. One more time. Releasing that side body and pivoting from the hips as we come to center and to frame the other foot. Rising up with the core, your awareness of all the air in the hands that we hold overhead. Let's lift it as high as we can over our heads. And then pivot the shoulders to the opposite side, bowing, folding down to frame that foot. And feeling the hips, feeling every little motion in the hips as we revolve, lifting up on the other side, finding that sensation of relaxation flowing through the entire body with every motion that we bring the body through. Lifting ourselves up and back to center, opening tall and expanding, and our hands to our hearts. Let's bring our feet together. Find the weight on the left foot. Raise the right knee into the chest. And we're going to step it forward into a warrior two. Opening those arms, expanding, and inhaling as we step it back, finding our feet about hip distance apart, and lifting the left knee into the chest, stepping that left foot forwards. Warrior two on this side, opening the arms, feeling the full wingspan, and the weight comes onto the back foot. Step it back with control, finding our balance, the weight on that left foot, right knee into the chest. We're going to step it forwards, opening up, feeling the body expand, and lifting back to center, finding the balance, finding our footing, stepping our left foot over to the left, feeling every muscle that reacts, find a release of tension and relax, feeling that sensation of energy, that calmness flowing through the body. We bring ourselves back to center. We'll step one more time out to the left, testing the balance, expanding out, feeling how it feels to have the body expand, fully aware of every inch of your body, of your being, the weight onto the back foot. We'll step our feet in together. Take this moment, finding our posture, finding our stillness, and finding our complete awareness of every muscle and tendon and bone, every part of the body that we have the ability to move. What do we have power over? Our motions. And feeling all of those abilities, feeling every inch of the surface of the skin and everything within us, and being aware of all of that with every motion that we make through this moving meditation and every practice of yoga and meditation, nurturing that awareness of who and what we are, finding peace, finding presence, and building our compassion for this form, this body, this life in this moment that we have. While we have it, live it. Thanks for joining us today. The love and light in me honors the love and light in you. Namaste.